The following program has been rated M for madness. It's time to check in to Dr. Gangrene's Cinetarium, where all movies are mad.
Greetings, Fright fans, and welcome into the lab. I'm Dr. Gangrene, physician of fright, caretaker of the Cinetarium, where we treat our patients with a steady therapy of the world's maddest movies. You know what they say, a horror movie a day keeps the doctor away. Speaking of which, I'm glad you joined me here tonight for some celluloid therapy. Let's check in with my assistant, Gunther, see what's in store for tonight's movie. So Gunther, what you got for tonight's movie? All right, let's see here. Oh, good choice. Okay, sure, I'll be sure and tell him that. Gunther says I should warn those of you with a fear of spiders that you might have a big problem with tonight's movie, the 2013 film, The Giant Spider, written and directed by Christopher Mihm, who has made a string of independent films all set in the same universe, the Mihmiverse, if you will, and each containing references to the previous films. Now this was his 8th feature film and is a loving tribute to the giant monster movies of the 1950s. It tells the story of a giant tarantula rampaging through the countryside of Phantom Lake County, courtesy of nuclear testing, and it's up to a plucky newspaper reporter named Howard Johnson to try to find a way to stop it. So get ready for a film that weaves a real web of intrigue with a groovy theme song in the opening credits from the Night Hobbs. This is The Giant Spider. We'll be back with more creepy crawly action after these messages.
Hey guys, this is Chris down here at Town Square Records and Comics here in Gallatin on the Square. Just want to let you know a little bit about what we do. We deal in records, comics, gaming, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, stuff for everybody. We're 2,200 square feet of fun for kids of all ages. There is something here for everybody. If you've got somebody in your family that's hard to buy for Christmas, Father's Day, birthday, whatever, we've got something for that. We buy, sell, and trade. So if you've got a stack of records sitting around that you don't want or a stack of comic books you don't want, don't throw them away. We'll turn them into cash. We can't wait to see you.
Welcome back to Dr. Gangrene's Cinetarium. Tonight we're looking at the 2013 film The Giant Spider, about a giant tarantula that rampages through the countryside, making a meal out of everyone it encounters. By the way, here's a fun fact. Tarantulas paralyze their prey with venom and use digestive enzymes to turn their meal into a soupy liquid. You know what they say, soup is good food.
Soup is good food.
Now, tonight's film is, of course, an homage to the 1955 Universal Tarantula, starring the one and only John Agar, in which a giant tarantula also stalks the countryside. You know what? That makes me think. Dr. Deemer in that film, the handsome and highly intelligent scientist played by Leo G. Carroll, experimented with a formula to make things grow to gigantic proportions. I wonder if I can replicate that formula. You know, I bet I can. I'm gonna send you folks back to the movie while I head down to the catacombs to catch a spider.
on just 1 minute. It's almost 100 degrees out here, and you're a 3,000-year-old mummy. Here, put this on. Sunlight is a contributing factor to melanoma, one of the most deadly forms of skin cancer. So before you go out in the sunlight, be sure and put on sunscreen of SPF 15 or greater. Now go get her, Ace. So unless you want to look like that guy, put on that sunscreen and go green with Dr. Gangrene.
Happy Halloween, 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 happy Halloween, silver shamrock. Happy Halloween, 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 happy Halloween, silver shamrock.
Hey, welcome back, Fright fans. While you were gone, I caught a spider down in the catacombs to do my experiments on. But we're going to put that aside for just a minute because I have a special treat lined up for you viewers. I've lined up an interview with the director of tonight's movie, Christopher Mihm. Let me pull him up on the view screen here. And
Hi.
Hi, Christopher. Great to talk to you again. Thanks for letting us screen the giant spider here in the Cinetarium.
Thanks for having me.
We met in person at a convention once. I think it was Horror Hound. Hope you've been well. You've certainly been busy. How many feature films have you made now?
As of right now, I have released 14 films, but I'm working currently on number 15.
They all take place in the same universe. Is that correct?
Yes, all my movies take place in a shared universe that we call the Mimiverse. All the movies are standalone, so you can see any one of them and not be lost. But those who have seen more than one, or ideally all 14 that have been released, are sort of rewarded by having seen them all. There's little things that tie them all together, and yeah.
I love that you put a drive-in movie theater in your movie. We're big supporters of the drive-in here at the Cinetarium. What was the name of the drive-in where you shot this, and is it still in operation?
Actually, the drive-in scenes in The Giant Spider were shot at two different drive-ins. The exterior ones, where the cars were coming in, you had the marquee and all that, was shot at the Highway 18 Outdoor Theater in Jefferson, Wisconsin. It is still up and running to this day. It's one of the nicest drive-ins in the country that I've ever visited. Jefferson in Wisconsin is probably halfway between Madison and Milwaukee. So if you're ever near there, I highly recommend people drop on by. The interior scenes were shot at a drive-in in Chautauqua, Wisconsin, which is more central in the state, and it's called the Stardust Twin, and it's actually newer. The owner is a guy who just really wanted to build a drive-in on his land, so he did it, and it's really, really nice. I mean, really well kept, and it's a nice place in sort of the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. I also highly recommend, if you're near that area, to check it out.
So what's next for you, film-wise?
The next movie I'm hoping to release, and I'm actually working on right now, is called The Phantom Lake Kids in The Beast Walks Among Us. This being movie 15, and kind of a round number, I wanted to make a movie that really pulled in a lot of elements from a lot of the previous movies to make something new. Because all my movies exist in a shared universe, it's like my version of the Avengers, except you still can just see this movie and really not be lost, because it's basically like a Scooby-Doo-esque story. But if you are a fan of the movies and have seen several of them or all of them, there are a million Easter eggs throughout this film, specifically for the fans.
Finally, how can people find your films?
The best place to find out about my movies is to go to my website, which is saintuphoria.com. But if you can't, remember that or even spell it, I often tell people to just go to thegiantspider.com. It takes you to the same place, and it's easy to remember and easy to spell. I sell DVDs, Blu-rays of my films there. There's lots of other fun stuff there. I have a couple podcasts and other just just things to keep people interested in these films and the universe that it has spawned. Otherwise, you can find me on Amazon. All my films, except Queen of Snakes right now, and my film Destination Outer Space, are all streaming on Amazon. So if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can watch them there. And I appreciate when people do.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us, Christopher, and best of luck with all your future films.
Thanks for having me.
And now back to the giant spider.
Halloween is fast approaching, and you know what that means: candy. But kids, before you go out trick-or-treating, remember just a few guidelines. Always go out with an adult or group of kids. Look both ways before crossing the street. Only approach houses that are well lit. Never eat unwrapped candy. And always dispose of candy wrappers properly. By following these simple rules, this can be the best Halloween ever. Happy Halloween!
With Dr. Gangrene.
Welcome back to Dr. Gangrene's Cinetarium. Tonight we're watching the creature feature, the giant spider. And I've decided to try to create my own giant spider. Now I caught this specimen here down in the catacombs and I'm about to inject him with my own serum to create my own unstoppable killing machine. What's that gun? Listen, pipe down over there. He says I'm gonna make a mess of things. What do you mean like last time? Wasn't my fault. How was I supposed to know that bat had rabies? Pipe down over there. Who's the mad scientist here anyway? I tell ya. What does he know? There we go. The first part of tonight's experiment. Now while we wait for that injection to take effect, we'll send you back to the giant spider.
Come on.
Next week on Dr. Gangrene's Cinetarium, we take a trip to the fog-shrouded New England town of Whitewood, a town steeped in superstition, witchcraft, and black masses. So get your cauldrons bubbling and tune in Saturday, October 26th for Horror Hotel, starring Christopher Lee, right here on Nashville CW 58. Welcome back to the Giant Spider here on Dr. Gangrene's Cinetarium, the 2013 film from Director Christopher Mihm. Now we're getting ready for the finale of the film here, but before we get to that, it's time to give my test subject here the final dose of treatment to make my own giant killer spider. What's that? Pipe down over there. I tell you, Gunther, it's enough from you already. What? No, I'm not making a mistake. Listen, I am a highly trained professional, a mad scientist with a specialty in, ow! Stupid thing bit me. Well, I oughta, oh man. Is the room spinning? I don't feel so good. We'll be back with more creepy crawly action after these messages. Welcome back, Fright fans. I don't know what happened there. I felt faint for a second and What the heck? Oh, you shut up over there, Gunther. Oh, this isn't funny. It must have been the chemicals I injected that spider with that caused this mutation. What am I gonna do now? I'll be the laughingstock of the mad science community. Who ever heard of a doctor with 8 limbs? But, you know, maybe it's not all bad. Maybe I can get used to it. These are actually kind of cool. Huh. Well, I pondered that problem. Check out this short film from filmmaker Andrea Rica. He reached out to me a while back on Twitter, and it turns out he shot a whole batch of films, short, sci-fi, and horror stuff. Pretty cool, and I thought this film was a perfect fit for tonight's spider theme. This is Spider Danger. All right, so that was Spider Danger from Andrea Rica. You can check out his work on YouTube or at his website, andrearica.it, where you can watch all of his short films. Tell him Dr. Gangrene sent you. And that about wraps it up for this week, Fright fans. Hope you all enjoyed this creepy, crawly episode of the Cinetarium. Be sure to check out Christopher Mihm's website to keep up with the latest on all things happening in the Mihmiverse. And if you like tonight's movie, drop me a line at madmail@drgangrene.com. I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, I'm gonna go try out these new spider legs. Just imagine the world's first wall-crawling mad scientist. Excelsior! Until next time, Dr. Gangrene here from the lab saying, stay mad. Here we go, climb this wall! Oh!
space or nuclear test. This is one big bug you don't wanna mess with. The giant spider, the giant spider, the giant spider, the giant spider will attack, 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 attack.
When the rats are coming and the werewolves are not here, and the Frankenstein monster ain't about to appear, when the zombies are hungry for a fresh plate of brains, and there's no blood oozing down an old dirty drain, one cool call will cure this condition, bringing the late night fright physician. So pick up the horror phone and dial 13. I'm calling Doctor. He's a horror toast of this toasty town, and he's a ghost host with the most horror bound. If you need some horror business and it ain't Halloween, I'm calling Doctor. Calling Dr. Gangrene, calling Dr. Gangrene, calling Dr. Gangrene.
Before I go out for a relaxing drive through the graveyard, I always make sure to buckle up. According to the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, seatbelts reduce the chance of death in an accident by 67%. Don't be a statistic. Buckle up. It's the law. Hey, you're not wearing your seatbelt. What a bonehead.